What 23,000 kilometers on my bike told me for my life. I will share now the 3 major lessons from my life project Eyes to Eyes with you. My name is Michael Strasser. I'm a long-distance cyclist, and I'm very lucky to have realized some big dreams in my life. So I was able to cross Russia from the west to the east in a team of 4. Afterwards, I started with my solo projects. My first one, crossing Africa, I did it 2016. It took me 34 and a half days and was also a record. Afterwards, I was looking for a really crazy thing. I decided to cross the longest crossing in the world from Alaska to Patagonia, and I called it Eyes to Eyes. What is needed for such a project? Lots of sweat, some blood and also tears, but behind there is 100% project management. And I will share the 3 major lessons now with you. Lesson number 1, everything in life happens for a reason. So exactly 10 years ago, I received my diploma here in this hall. It was 2012. I finished studies in architecture, even so very soon in my life was clear I wanted to try a different way, but studies are really great school for life. You learn how to organize yourself, you learn how to solve problems like exams, and you have to be persistent. When I started planning crossing continents, you start from scratch. You can't buy a travel book, How to Cross Africa as fast as possible. About the athletic challenge to ride 23,000 kilometers nearly non-stop on a bicycle, not 1 meter in my life was for nothing. So the physical preparation on my bicycle took me around 12 years, and I did many crazy training sessions in my life. I think not many trainers would recommend sessions like these. For example, like running in deep snow at minus 10 degrees Celsius, or I try to do the bike training the whole year outdoors, even in summer when it's hot, also in winter when it's really frozen cold. Or I go mountain biking in the deepest conditions. And this session is a very special one. I did it 3 times in my life. It's called the Everesting Challenge. So I mean, you run up the same mountain that often until you reach the height of Mount Everest. It's like 8,848 meters. So some point in this session, you get blisters on your feet and everything hurts. But sessions like these prepares me mentally for my projects. And in my project, I need exactly these skills, like riding the bicycle on every conditions on slippery roads in winter, or riding in these conditions. Or handle the heat. So 51 degrees Celsius was the maximum in my project.
I'm on it.
In this situation, the mud wasn't the problem. So it wasn't allowed for me to change the bicycle about the rules of Guinness World Records. So I have to handle my road bike in these conditions, but the mud wasn't the biggest problem. You can see in the next video, there are hundreds of mosquitoes, and these mosquitoes love to fly in my slipstream and bite me at the same time. Let's jump to lesson number 2. Don't ask for permission, go for it. So of course, it's strictly forbidden to ride bicycle on highways, especially in the US. Our tactic was to look as official as possible. So my support cast, they had orange flashing lights, and everywhere was written, "We are on a mission to break a world record." And the police, they didn't stop. They didn't stop us. The police switched on their blue flashing lights and support us to the next district border. Afterwards, they overtook us, did selfie videos with us, and wished us all the best. Just once, the police stopped us and banned us from the US highway, but at the end, they didn't fine us because there is no ticket for this case. So maybe it's not that often seen a cyclist on a 6-lane highway in the US. Lesson number 3, and that's maybe the main lesson in this project and also in my life. So the mindset is everything. I cycled in South America through Colombia and Ecuador, and I have to cycle thousands of meters of elevation per day for like 14 days in a row, so I have to cross the Andes. And I was looking forward to the next 2 countries like Peru and Chile. And I was looking to all these mainly flat coastlines to increase my kilometers per day and do longer rides again. But I forgot completely about the wind conditions in this area. So I read many reports of other cyclists. They are talking about wind and headwind. But you know, wind is subjective. But I was completely wrong. That you can get an idea how strong headwind can be, there is a short video for you. At this point, I realized that I have to fight against this wind for the next 3,000 kilometers. 3,000 kilometers, that's the distance from Vienna to the North Cap, or for the Americans, from Montreal in Canada along the East Coast to Miami. It's huge. And normally, on average, I do like 30 kilometers per hour. And in this condition, I was able to do 12 or 13 or 14 kilometers per hour with the same amount of effort. So I have a power meter on my bicycle. I see the power in my legs and also on the pedals, and I wasn't able to ride the half pace in these conditions. And now I realized that I can't reach my main goal. So for any reason, I wanted to do this project in 80 days. 80 days was in my mind for 3 years, for the whole preparation. It pushed me through every single training session, 80 days. And now, on the point, I realized I can't do it. So it was so frustrating. As my motivation was very down, and my team had a really hard time to handle me. My solution? I try to see myself from above, like from outside, like a drone is flying over my cycling self. And I try to see the whole thing. And the whole thing wasn't that bad. I'm still on world record course, but I can't reach my main goal. And at this point, I tried to recall situations from my life, from my sporting life. So I did competitions for more than 10 years, and I know after every low, there is always a high. And now it was time to set a new goal, a new mindset. And my new goal was, okay, I will reach the finish line in 85 days. I would reach the finish in Ushuaia in 85 days. And we changed our timetables, our schedules, and I changed my mindset. And now the motivation is coming back, and at the end, I was able to reach the finish line in 84 and a half days. Yeah, I was 2 weeks faster than the current record, but I always had this vision of these 80 days in my mind. But overcoming this mental low and achieving the new goal, that one makes me proud. Let's jump to the take-home messages. Everything in life happens for a reason. Trust in it. Soon or later, you will see it. Don't ask for permission. Go for it. Don't overthink things in general, and especially in huge projects. And always have a flexible mindset. Don't limit yourself by a closed mind. Be flexible enough to make new plans. And very important, zoom out a bit and try to see the bigger picture. What will happen in the future? Follow me on Instagram. Thanks.